Welcome to the podcast. Súbele volumen. Conversation with the people who were with me. In the world of TV. Carlos tonight. Historias de un reportero. Carlos tonight. Dale que viene lo bueno.
Hey everybody, bienvenidos and welcome to Carlos Tonight. 6 months ago, I decided to invest in myself and I got a personal trainer. I went back to the gym and started eating healthier, and I've never felt so good. This week's guest is a personal trainer who helps people like me and you get back in shape. He's worked with celebrities such as Rebel Wilson and Sir Richard Branson. He's also the founder of Acero Training. I'm so happy to introduce you to Jono Castano. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. How are you? Let me ask you right away. My first question is, how did you get involved with personal training and working with all these A-list celebrities?
In terms of the way I started dealing with celebrities was I kind of visioned myself being that, and I felt like, hey, this is a really like a strong niche that hasn't really been attacked, and back home in Australia. So I started to kind of reach out to a lot of Australian celebrities that were in the media. I started to give a lot of my own time to give these people sessions, and I felt like that was the best way for me personally. It helped out so much because when we talk about word of mouth marketing is definitely one of the most important to get your name out there.
So I saw you were taking part in Fashion Week in Los Angeles last week. How was that, and did you rub elbows with anyone we may know? Yeah,
that was super fun. Like I guess when you come out to these areas, you see so many people and like so many celebrities, right, as well. But it was fun. We also have a Fashion Week back home, and did I rub with anyone that I know? Nah, I kind of just went down to the show, and I was supporting my friend out there, Dean McCarthy, who owns Argyle band, and that's what it's about, supporting each other. And it was good to be there, to be honest.
Do you ever get intimidated by a celebrity that you work with, or in your eyes, are they just a regular person trying to get in shape?
They're just a regular person trying to get in shape, man. And I think the more we can kind of put ourselves into that, the better service you're going to deliver. Because at the end of the day, I do. A lot of people get starstruck with people, and I understand, But hey, I'm there to do a job, so that's my job. Get it done, no matter what. But they're super kind people, man. You realize they got a very, very similar story to every single person out there.
Like me, I'm starstruck right now. All right. So you're originally you're Australian and Colombian. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So like I was born in Pereira. My parents, my dad's from Bogota. My mum's from Pereira. My dad left we left to Australia when I was 5, and then he came back for us and worked his ass off to get enough money to pay for the plane tickets to fly us down to Sydney. So, and he's got such an important story in my life because, someone leaving obviously Colombia, how hard it is, and to not being able to speak the language, to going all the way across the world. Is a very, very inspirational story because, not many people can do that, right, Carlos? So, I always respect my dad for that, and, it's definitely rubbed off on me as well because that's kind of the way that I like to work. I like to work my ass off, and I know things don't come easy,
That's cool, yeah. All right, let's talk about fitness now. The holidays are around the corner. How can we participate in all the festivities, enjoy mom's cooking, but still stay in shape?
I'd probably say the best trick personally is creating a little window. We're talking an eating window. Mm-hmm. So doing 8 hours, because that kind of restricts the time frame of when you can eat. Say for example, I wake up at 10, my first meal is at 11, add 8 hours to that, and then no more eating after that, because that's going to cut down your calories. But at the same time, we talk about balance. Balance is the key, and I think if you can kind of work your ass off at the gym as well and be like, hey, I'm going to my mum's house and I'm going to be eating a lot of food, go to the gym beforehand, knock out some calories, do some 300 calories on the treadmill. What is that, half an hour? So I think that's a thing to really kind of get us enjoying our mum's food and being able to enjoy those festive seasons.
Absolutely. I was watching a segment you did with Men's Health Australia called Gym and Fridge, where you showed off your kitchen and gave us a look inside your fridge. Are people usually surprised at what you eat to maintain your shape? And what does that food consist of?
You know, I think people get surprised all the single time because I go out with people and they see me eating a burger and then they question like how like I just don't understand like how can you have this and I can't and I think it goes back to that consistency with training. Like a lot of people they train but they're not consistent enough and maybe their work rate isn't as hard as it should be, right? But you should be able to enjoy a balanced lifestyle. It's 100% because if you focus on as a strict diet, you're never going to stick to it, right? It's going to be a 6-12 week focus, but then what about the rest of that? How do you incorporate that into your life?
So I often eat Colombian food as my cheat meal.
Me too. Love it. What do you like? What do you like to have?
Arepas and plátanos. So those are my to-go food.
Nice.
But I'm reminded that it's a cheat meal and not a cheat day for my trainer. What food can we find in your cheat meal?
What? Good question. I'll probably say my go-to is definitely pizza. Pizza, burgers, anything fried is going to be amazing. Empanadas también. I just got back from Colombia and it was so good to kind of, because in Australia we don't see much of this. We don't see much arepas. We don't see los tamales. There's so much stuff that's missing out there, and I actually physically have to go all the way to my mum's house to be able to eat something like that.
Exactly. So I guess no matter the food, I've learned that as long as I do my cardio, I can still be on track. How important would you say staying active is in anyone's weight loss journey?
I think staying active is super, super important because when we talk about energy in versus energy out, that is the way that you're going to obviously lose weight, right? You got to be able to be at a deficit. Each one of us has a BMR, which is, usually sits around, depending on your age, your height, your weight, it usually sits around that 1600 mark. So if you're, say, for example, eating 1600 calories, you're at par. So what we try to do when we try to lose weight is you want to be at a deficit. So you want to create your output, which is obviously, how much you're training, your physical activity. You want to increase that. And then you're trying to intake less than that. And that is a way that you're going to be losing weight. And the consistency that you do that. You can't just be 1 day, 2 days off, 1 day on, 2 days off. If you can maintain like a 7-day for a long period of time, which I've worked with Mental Health Australia, we do 12-week transformations, and that's what we focus on. We focus on about a 400 to 600 calorie deficit each time, and the results speak for themselves. Like people get shocked, but like consistency.
Mm-hmm. How do you keep someone like motivated?
How do I keep someone motivated? I guess as a job as a personal trainer, the way that I like to function, I'm a 24-hour personal trainer. I'm not a 45-minute trainer. And I think that's the way that I love to, because I'm always checking up. Hey, ¿cómo estás? How are you, man? How's your day? Make sure you're doing this, and really kind of keeping them motivated throughout the journey, because a lot of us go through up and downs, and we all have stress. We all have jobs. We can never be fully focused. And I feel a lot of us tend to kind of go side by side like this, when like our mental state. Right. And my job is to keep that person present, focused, and then that is my role, and that's how I do it personally. Just keep checking up.
I feel like the pandemic introduced us to at-home workworkouts, and a lot of people have embraced it, and I know you did. Tell us a little bit about your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, so during the pandemic, I made my own program, which you can go on my Instagram, Jono Castano, Acero, and purchase it through there. And at the same time, through the pandemic, I obviously own a gym, and we really kind of pushed towards virtual PT sessions, which is exactly like this. You set up your camera, you still have that rapport, you still have that you got to get things done because you have a personal trainer there watching you as well, right? But hey, it was kind of so interesting during the pandemic because a lot of people started to be versatile with their training and trying new things and doing this, that. And I feel like, people really came out of this with a lot more information about training and a lot more information about food as well.
So if you wanted to start, let's say, losing weight and you wanted to start tomorrow, what's the first thing I should do in my own kitchen? What food should I get rid of, I guess?
Well, I guess, that's a great question, Carlos. I'd probably say you shouldn't really be getting rid of too much, because we talk about how you're going to make this a lifestyle. I think what I would suggest to anyone that wants to obviously lose weight, and it is your first day, I'd probably say download like a MyFitnessPal and then start to enter the food that you're eating every single day, and trying to not go over the limit, because they give you, whenever you put your information in, they give you a certain amount of calories that you can have a day. But hey, if you're frigid and you're going to start eating pizzas, those numbers are going to go down very, very quick, right? So you're only going to eat one meal a day, so, or whatever it is, So I think the more we can kind of do that, then the better results are going to be. So I would say download MyFitnessPal. Don't have to get rid of too many foods, but at the end of the day, hey, you should be having, in every single meal, you should be having all your macronutrients, your carbohydrates, your fats, your fibers, your protein, and you combine that into one meal, Can't just be having protein, can't just be having carbs,
Yeah, all the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I found personally, I found success in online training. What would you say to someone who may be on the fence about it?
I'll probably go back to that kind of being open to new things, and I think that's what training is about. Being versatile in your training, and hey, like, what's holding you back? Like, what is holding you back from doing online training? Like, how important do your results mean to you? Like, is it important enough to try this? And if it's not, then that's probably why people kind of sit on the fence when they're unsure on what they need to do, and if they're going to do it or not. I think for me as a person, being a personal trainer, really kind of I meet so many different individuals, and I think the most important thing is, hey, having the hunger to actually doing it, getting it done.
Absolutely. That's the first step. Okay, I received a few questions from our fans on social media that they want to ask you. The most popular one was, do you have or would you consider having an OnlyFans page?
Well, it's quite funny, like OnlyFans has kind of transformed so much, and in terms of what it used to be, obviously, it's known as that sexual content, But a lot of it's done now through. You look at the top people that are using it. It's I think I'm pretty sure the countdown, because I was actually going to join it.
Fitness people.
Yeah, like fitness people. I've actually got a page on there where I share some workouts. I stopped using it. It's been quite a bit because obviously I've been away and stuff. But yeah, I was sharing a lot of workouts in there, a little more behind the scenes stuff that I wouldn't really post on social media, like in terms of Instagram. And I'm kind of really trying to sell programs for there as well, because it's such a bigger market as well. But I'm open to whatever, And I think, and if people, view it as that, and you're not doing that, then that's fine, right? For me, I use it to kind of expand the business. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. Amanda wants to know: Are there celebrities you work with now or in the past that don't want to admit that they're working with a trainer?
It's a good question. I've probably got clients that are like that. I've got clients back home that I've actually got one that I remember him saying that he doesn't want to say he's working with a trainer, and each to their own. Hey, like, if that's what they want to do, then that's totally fine as well. But yeah, people, it is a service and people pay for it. So if a person doesn't want to be recorded, if a person doesn't want to be told that they've done training, then hey, I'm providing the service. And if that's what you want to do, then still, we're going to get it done.
Okay. Kevin sent this one. It says, what do you recommend a person do once they stop working with a trainer to not go back to their old ways?
I'll probably say continue whatever type of program you were doing, and take away the fundamentals that really work for you, and don't lose them, add them to your lifestyle, because, when we talk about transformations, how do we make it a lifestyle? How is this going to live with us for the rest of our life? And how can we do that? So I'll probably say take the most important stuff you learned, continue the program. If it was a nutritional plan that was added in there as well, just continue with it. All you're going to be losing is, the person there that's accountable for you to rock up to training. But if you can do that yourself, then hey, you're doing an amazing job.
Is it true that like a personal trainer is not intended to be like a long-term thing?
Well, it depends. I've got clients, and it depends on each person, right? It is an add-on to your life. Like, a lot of people don't really don't have that type of money to be able to invest into something like that, right? But for me personally, you should be investing as much as you can into your health and wellness, right? Because, a lot of us tend to you go out to dinner or you go out for a few drinks, like what you spend, what is it, 140, 160 on alcohol, you're telling me you can't invest 140, 160 into getting a personal trainer even one time a week to make you a plan, to keep you accountable, to help you through your goals. Like, hey, man, it's just excuse personally.
Okay, I know this one, but Rosie wants to know if you're married.
Yes.
And she's back at home, right? Or is she with you?
Yeah, no, so Amy's back at home. She's obviously, I'm down here in LA. Amy's in Sydney taking care of the business, and we really like, the reason why I'm here is because we really want to expand to LA, right? So
Yeah.
it's definitely our key focus for the next year, and fingers crossed we do make it happen, but we'll see how it goes.
Great. Tom from Michigan wants to know, what music, if any, do you listen to when you work out?
I like going back to home to Colombia. I'm back into the reggaeton,
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I'm into whatever, If it's Eminem, if it's latest dance hits, whatever it is. I'm such a open guy, like versatile, whatever. I like to listen to whatever.
Perfect. All right. And then Brandon wants to know, what body part are you most proud of, and what exercise do you absolutely hate doing, but you know you have to do it?
Probably best, I'd probably say, I guess, my legs, to be honest. My legs, I was kind of gifted with some good legs, some good booty, Colombian booty. In terms of one exercise that I do hate doing that I must do, is probably cardio, to be honest. Yeah, like doing some cardio. It's tough, like going on a treadmill for 45 minutes. And I don't find it tough. I find it boring, to be honest. Yeah. But at the same time, hey, it's so beneficial to knock out some good calories on a treadmill, Stairmaster, whatever it is.
I used to hate doing the Stairmaster, and then I just started watching like shows on Netflix, and then you just kind of get distracted.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're doing something, but it's tough. It's not easy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody, thank you for the questions. Jono, where can we find you if we want more information about you and your business?
Yeah, you can find me through, obviously, Instagram. You can write me an email as well. Everything, just as long as you log into that Instagram, everything's based on there. We've also got, the gym stuff, which is www.acerogym.com. We've got everything on there. If it's programs, if it's apparel, whatever it is, we'll look after you. And Acero is such a community-focused gym, and also online as well, that I've created, and we use the hashtag 45daily to really try to promote training every single day. But hey, that's the way you can find me.
Are you most busy like during this time right now because the new year's coming up?
I'm probably busy all year round, to be honest, Carlos. Yeah, it's kind of gotten to that point where we've got so many people interested in what we do, and that's a key success of what we wanted, right? We wanted to really be those people in terms of personal training that people know about, that we get results.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate it. I know the listeners and the viewers do as well. I wish you continued success, and you're welcome back anytime you want.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys, and take care. And, hey, keep smashing those fitness goals. You too, Carlos, keep smashing it out, and thanks for having me on.
All right, God bless. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
All right, adios.
In the world TV, Carlos tonight. Historias de un reportero.
And that's a wrap. This episode of Carlos Tonight was written and produced by yours truly, Carlos Correa. My theme was produced by Sken, Galis. You can check out carlostonight.com for the very latest on the podcast, see upcoming guests, check out past episodes, all that and more. carlostonight.com. Dale que viene lo